Welcome back to Movie Plot Crack, where we break down the most moving and unforgettable stories on screen. Today we are covering a film that will make you laugh, cry, and hold your loved ones a little closer. This is the story of a man, a stray dog, and a journey that changes both of their lives forever. Let's get into it. Every morning before leaving for work, a man named Dama tosses his leftover food into the bin by his front door. It is a small, thoughtless habit. He barely notices it. But a little stray dog outside notices everything. To that dog, those scraps of food are not garbage. They are proof that someone cares. Day by day, the dog keeps coming back. And slowly, without realizing it, he begins to think of this man as his person. One day, feeling brave, the dog tries to follow Dama inside. Dama chases him out immediately. But the dog does not give up. The next morning, heavy rain pours down. The dog runs back to the doorway and sits there, completely soaked, shivering in the cold. He does not know what rejection means. He only knows that the man who gives him food is the only light in his dark little world. The following day, the rain clears and Dama heads out for work. The dog follows him down the street, not too close, not too far. Careful not to annoy him, but refusing to fall behind. Then it happens in an instant. A sharp screech of brakes cuts through the air. Dama spins around. The little dog is lying in the road, surrounded by blood. His body is curled in pain, but even so, he stretches one trembling paw out toward Dama, reaching for him with everything he has left. Something shatters inside Dama at that moment. When he was 6 years old, he lost his parents and his little sister in a car accident. He reached out for them that day and could not hold on. And now, all these years later, that same unbearable image is right in front of him again. He does not think twice. He rushes home, loads his bag onto his motorbike, and races the dog to the nearest animal hospital. At the hospital, the dog trembles violently when the nurses try to give him an injection. He growls low and deep, shaking with fear, the kind that comes from somewhere much older than today. The vet asks Dama if the dog has been injected before. Dama shrugs and says flatly that he cannot understand a word, and that this is not even his dog. But everyone in the room can see the truth on his face. After treatment, the dog recovers well, but Dama's apartment building does not allow pets. He tries to leave the dog at the hospital, but the staff can only promise to look for someone to adopt him. With no other choice, Dama takes the dog home. The neighbor's little girl spots the dog immediately and falls in love on the spot. So just like that, the dog has a temporary home, and chaos arrives with him. Anyone who has owned a Labrador knows they eat like they have never seen food before. The dog finishes his bowl in seconds and starts eyeing everything else. At night, he howls and cries until Dama drags himself out of bed again and again to calm him down. By morning, Dama looks completely destroyed. Dark circles, hollow eyes, barely standing. The dog, meanwhile, is sprawled out sleeping like a king. The apartment looks like a storm hit it. Cushion stuffing everywhere, shoes chewed, everything knocked over. Dama stands in the middle of the wreckage with the look of a man who has completely lost control of his life. He takes the dog to the park, hoping to tire him out. The dog pulls so hard on the leash that Dama can barely hold on. When no one is looking, Dama quietly unclips the leash and walks away, hoping the dog will simply wander off. The neighbor's little girl rings the doorbell 30 seconds later. She is standing there with the dog. Dama lets out a long, defeated breath. The dog moves in properly. He sleeps in Dama's bed, curled against him every night. He waits by the door every morning when Dama leaves. He reacts to the sound of the motorbike engine the way most dogs react to the word treat, spinning in circles and pressing his nose against the door in excitement. Dama quietly starts to feel something he has not felt in years. He does not name it yet. He is not ready to. A few days later, the vet calls. A family wants to adopt the dog. Dama should feel relieved. Instead, he feels a hollow emptiness open up in his chest. He goes to hand the dog over. But the moment he pushes open the door, he bursts out laughing. The new family is completely overwhelmed, begging Dama to please just take the dog back. Dama walks out with the dog tucked warmly in his arms, and that is when he gives him a name. Charlie. A name is never just a name. It is acceptance. It is a promise. It means you belong to me now, and I am not letting go. With Charlie around, everything begins to shift. Dama cuts back on cigarettes and alcohol. He starts cleaning the apartment. He joins the little girl next door in giving Charlie baths and brushing his teeth. He stays up late converting his motorbike into a proper three-wheeled ride so Charlie can sit up front and feel the wind on his face. The house that was cold and empty for years now smells like laughter. Charlie is the key that finally unlocks it. Then one afternoon, the little girl comes running over, excited to show Dama a new trick she has taught Charlie. But Charlie just sits on the floor with his head down. He does not respond. He does not move. The little girl's smile slowly fades. Her eyes go red and she slips quietly out the door. Charlie watches her go. Then he picks up his little helmet in his mouth and brings it to Dama. The message is clear. Something is wrong. Let's go. Dama brushes him off, too impatient to listen. But Charlie does not retreat. He uses every bit of strength he has to climb into Dama's lap. Shaky and slow, like he is holding on to something he is afraid to lose. The next morning, Charlie blocks the doorway when Dama tries to leave for work. He presses his body against the door and refuses to move. He has no interest in his favorite ball. He does not want to play. He just sits there, eyes fixed on Dama, as if begging him not to go. Dama moves him aside and heads to work anyway. When he comes home that evening and pushes open the door, his heart stops. Charlie is lying motionless on the living room floor. He is not moving. There is vomit near his mouth. His eyes are barely open. At the vet, the results come back and Dama's world collapses. Charlie is 18 months old. He has vascular sarcoma, a blood vessel cancer caused by inbreeding. The vet explains quietly that some breeders will do anything for money, and that Charlie likely escaped from an illegal breeding facility. Dama stands there, unable to breathe. Then he hears a sound from across the room. Charlie is barking at the television. On the screen, there is footage of snow falling heavily across the northern mountains. Dama watches the dog bounce with pure joy at the sight of it, and he understands. Charlie has never seen snow. That is what he wants. That one simple, beautiful thing. Dama makes up his mind immediately. He packs their bags that night